can't remember where he said you dropped it. But there's a house that has a wing to the building that you can't get into.
Oh, is it in Befallen?
It's probably in Befallen now.
Yeah.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? It's the one that has, it's off on the, I guess if you're inside the house, it's on the right side. Oh, and looks like we just kicked over, and we may have an interruption to the stream, but it should. Yay for encoding options. Thanks, Twitch. Well, really appreciate it.
Why is it breaking?
Because we've reached what it is we've reached a certain number of viewers. And so they kick in they kick in additional options, and I'm working to get it resolved. It's fine. It's been happening for weeks. It's a good thing. It means that people are watching it, that people are excited. And we really dropped. We completely dropped.
Do I need to restart?
No, you should be fine. You should be fine. It's just Twitch being fun.
What do I do, Chloe?
You're doing nothing. You do nothing.
I'm running.
Just keep running towards. Anyways,
we are running.
Jamie is annoyed that you cannot get into that part of the building, and he has come up with this whole concept of it being like I don't know what he said. It's basically like the mother-in-law suite. And now I'm curious: is there a skeleton? If you were to break down the door, like break down the wall, if you were to punch through the wall and get in there, would there be a skeleton?
No.
Come on, that would be awesome.
Chances are, it depends on where it's at. If it's in Befallen, that means it's just when I placed it. Usually I check when I place new structures, I usually spawn there and check and make sure I can go in. I checked all the structures.
It's not that. In the actual design of the structure, there's no way to get into that part of the building.
Is it one of the ruined ones?
No, it's got like a peaked. The actual design. It's a very specific building that you can't build from the journal. It's got a peaked roof with a little gable window, and then they have two parts on either side. So you looking at the house, there are two wings on either side. The wing that, if you were rotating around the house to the left, I guess, walking around the house counterclockwise, you can get in from the outside on that first part. But the other side of the building, there's no way to get in. You know what? I'll just show you. Drop you, make you go over to Befallen and be like,
I'm already lost, Chloe.
This building.
You got to give me screenshots. Pictures. I do great with pictures.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I got to see it. I don't know.
I know exactly which building he's talking about, but you fail. And this is the buildings that you designed. Why do I know them better than you?
I don't think. Maybe. I just gotta see it.
Yeah, it's fine. I can show you exactly which one it is, but anyways.
Looky what we found up here.
Yes. I don't know. Anyway, okay, point being, you have a building that has an inconsistency in the build that they cannot explore and take full advantage of, and I shake my fist at you, sir.
Alright, good to know. Add it to the bug list.
I'll fix it. It's not a bug, it's a design flaw.
It's a bug in the flaw. It's a bug in the design. Everything's a bug. Alright, we're running. Everybody's running.
They're running. Okay, point being. So Lunars asked, what is the idea for archery and for the future of ranged combat down the road? So I know you kind of fluffed your answer for this, and I'm going to make you answer it properly. We know there will be additional bows. We know that there will be additional weapons, arrows, ammunition types.
Yeah.
Are you still considering the concept of making the bigger, like, catapults and the things that shoot the big crossbow arrows that, like, they're the size of the catapult?
Are you talking about, like, you're able to build a town and set up defenses around that town?
Yeah, that kind of concept.
Things like catapults and trebuchets.
Trebuchet, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
All right. And if all goes well, yes. That's where I'd like to be. I would love to have that stuff. Be able to build giant walls. We just got to work out some stuff with the AI.
That makes sense, because AI passing around walls, as we have seen, sometimes can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I think there's some ways around it. We just got to come up with some really good solutions when we do this and find the best areas in the game. Mm-hmm. There's some work to be done in that area, in short.
And Pickles was curious also about, sorry, not Pickles, apologies, looking at the wrong name. Contendio? I'm sorry, I just butchered your name. I was curious about item deconstruction or salvaging. Which is sort of the natural follow-up to item decay is when an item has decayed, if you don't want, which is, you know, goes away completely, but if you want to, say, take a broken stone axe, of which there are many that you may find and cause to become broken, if you don't want to repair it, but you just want to kind of break it down.
Well, it's already broken.
Well, right, but break it down into, like, there is a stick and a rock. There is no longer any sinew attached to it.
I mean, in time, but there's some overhauling to the crafting system that would need to take place to make that work the way I'd want it to work.
Because
being able to have multiple recipes that, you know, right now, if you look at the way the yes, and yes, but there are some changes that need to take place first to the overall system of crafting for that to work and work incredibly well. I would like to have tooltips that you would see in World of Warcraft.
That would be amazing.
A lot of in-depth information. We don't give you that right now. It's something that's been on my, list of things to get in into the game at some point. But it's something I want to have. Because I feel it's very important providing that information to the player on the weapons and armor and everything that they have in their inventory. It's just one of those things. Now, in this mode right here, it's in our first-person mode, it's really hard to kind of do tooltips in a traditional MMORPG sense because your mouse is locked to the screen. But if you go into your inventory, having a tooltip that is more defined, like Spirit Orb, blah, 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 that would make a lot of sense.
Take all the information that is actually in, like, the journal in the various pages and actually attach them to the item themselves so that when you're mousing over them, you can see it.
Yep. So just for those that are new to the stream, joining us, we're just doing a quick stroll along the beach, taking a look at the sights. We're actually running to a couple locations, and the quickest and safest way to do that is along the beach. I have it, so we're going to go take a look at where the dragon will be spawning in the next update, or where you'll summon the dragon to. And then we're going to go potentially bounce over to the Helion spawn. And maybe kill him if he pops.
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully. All right. So...
Wow, they're going to do something with this beach.
Gruntbite. Well, you do have your town, your ocean town that you haven't added yet.
Yeah, no.
At some point.
The town will probably be on, what is this? Is this the north side of the island?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this would be the north side of the island.
It's the one area that you don't have a town in yet.
Yeah, this would, if I put that town, it would, it sounds
kind of
like...
next to the four corners, right?
Yeah, I would put it on the side of the island because there's a lot of space and how it's laid out.
Mm-hmm. So Gruntbite is curious regarding the Cur encounter. Are there any changes to combat coming along with it, i.e. shields or bows? Be ashamed to get an awesome final boss, but the combat not be up to the same par.
No, there won't be any changes to combat for this because a lot
not
of
at this time.
Yeah, not at this time. A lot of changes went into actually just getting the dedicated server tech functional and the Cur encounter functional in itself. So phase 2 will be those combat updates. Mm-hmm. All right, are you guys ready to go and make our way up to Askira? For those of you in the know, if you look at the way the tower is shaped, that dragon tower points directly to the ruins. So as long as we follow the tower up, we're going to be good. Make sure I'm following the right direction.
That's always good, because, you know,
yeah,
I really want to
so
go the wrong way.
If you follow it straight up, you'll actually come into the ruins. Now, there, give or take a little bit of tuning and tweaking. I might deck this area out a little bit more, but yeah, it's up this way.
So, so Fusos has actually asked, are you the lone designer on the game, Chris?
Yes,
so,
I am the lone designer on the game.
We don't actually have many doubles of anybody. We have one primary artist, one primary animator, which is Nate, or animating. Although we have had we've had some of the other artists and animators work on items sort of in supplement, but we really only have, you know, one of each of us. The one difference being code, where we actually have a couple of people who work on the code side of things. So there's that. But Chris is all by his lonesome, except when I come in and be like, Chris, this is bad design. The community wants the following. Sometimes I win, sometimes Chris wins.
Mostly I win.
I just help refine the way you win. Something like that. Something like that.
Alright, let's rock and roll. Here we go, get on our own. Alright, so we're running. We're running!
Humberto will slap you. Sorry, I have to take a look at that. We are actually running at slightly less than optimal settings. And we do that because we are streaming. We don't actually have a dedicated stream machine plus the computer that we play the game on. It's all one system. So the system is optimized for streaming, but not necessarily for the highest quality of gameplay that you can actually achieve. There are certain options that Chris has turned down. That being said, you'll often see us when we're actually doing dev streams that show off new content that isn't in the game as of yet, and that's when we're running Unity itself. It looks even more different when we do that, because that machine is not built to run those textures at the highest level that Unity can actually support. So it just doesn't have the resources to do that. So when you're watching us on stream, you're not necessarily seeing how awesome the game can actually be.
Yeah, we had like Chloe said, we got to turn things down just a tad to eke out the performance, to not only host a stream but also run the game at a reasonable frame rate.
It'll be a little different when we have the dedicated streaming, dedicated servers available, because we can host it on a different box entirely, and then we're not also using up our own internet bandwidth to do that on that particular computer. So we're looking forward to it as much as you guys are, to be completely honest. So
I always forget in the editor, and it always looks so much closer together.
Well, you also have the ability to go flying, and then you realize,
it's getting dark, guys. I want to go to
where's your torchbearer?
That's a good question. I guess I'll have to leave that. We're gonna head to the Helion spawn since it's getting dark.
All right.
We'll have to. We don't got much time. We have 30. We're actually 25 minutes left, so I want to get to that spawner.
That's true. And while you are doing that, I'm going to do a game giveaway, because this is an awesome time to do it.
Yes. So okay, cool. Go ahead. Giveaway. What shall we use for the word? Word of the day.
Get it up. I'm just going to go with PAX Prime.
Hey, that's a great.
Because I think that happens to be a good keyword. So PAX Prime is PAXPRIME, and it is all one word. If I could spell Prime, that would be awesome. So PAX Prime, all one word, and of course that is what you need to be at this weekend if you want to find me and get one of these awesome buttons. Yay! And if you find me and you get a button and you send us a picture of that, then you can get a T-shirt. That says Signal, like the thing that's behind Chris's head. That's what that looks like. So, yes. I hope if some of you guys are actually there, just you let me know, because I'd like to come say hi and meet you in person, because I'm a fan of meeting people that we play with online. And I have to say, we're not ready yet, but with the servers, the dedicated servers going live, that means I did say that when we had those up, we would do another 24-hour stream. So probably within the next month, we're going to look at doing that. I want the servers to have a little bit more time to soak when they're in the beta state, and with all of you guys helping, so that if we are experiencing any major problems, we can sort of get some of those dealt with before we take that stream live, and I see if I can beat my last attempt at 21 hours and make it into a proper 24. So definitely keep your eye out for that. All right. Chris, are you still running? You're still running. All right. So again, if you guys do have questions, please make sure that you are adding us in the chat, so that we can actually But Humberto, absolutely. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. If I don't answer them on stream or if Chris doesn't get to them, one of the moderators, anybody in chat will be able to help you. If not, you can always add either Chris or myself on Steam. We're very open to that. We do ask, just to sort of reiterate to everybody, if you have glitches or screenshots or something to report about the game being broken, we actually really encourage you not to message us via Steam. Steam doesn't always give us when we've missed messages, and that's a really problematic, especially because sometimes we appear that we're there when we've just left our computer running. That happened a couple nights ago when we were doing a soak test, and I left my game running overnight, and I came back to a whole bunch of messages, and I was like, I'm sorry, it wasn't that I was ignoring you, it's just that I forgot to set myself to busy or away. So if you have bugs or feedback or anything like that, the absolute best way to get those communicated to us is actually to post in the forums. We have 2 dedicated forums just for owners of the game throughout early access, and that is our bug forum and our feedback and suggestions forum. And that is the sort of home where we are corralling all of our feedback, all of our bugs in their respective sections, so that we can make sure that when I run my weekly report every week, which has not been a weekly report for the last couple of weeks because war chest, yay! We can actually pull all of the information that has been passed to us over the week, and we can sort through it and make sure that we are not missing anything. So absolutely, we want to hear from you. We want to hear things that you're running into, problems that you're having. You guys are helping us immeasurably make sure that this game is so much better. But we do need you to sort of post that all in one spot. If, fair warning, your message gets merged or moved between forums, this is not us trying to hide your post in the slightest. It is our amazing moderation team that works with me for all things community, and that is Sean and Devlin, Pixie, Krychek. I've been watching X-Files again, which is amazing because I'm up to season 3. He's such... I hate Krychek so much. Kryzex, who I'm pretty sure is not here. He's going to smack me upside the head. And Vader. So if you see one of our names that we've moved your post or merged, it is not against you personally. We are just trying to put the forum thread, or put the thread in the right forum.
Put the thread in the right forum?
I need to stop talking. Anyways, point being is, you guys are great at posting, and we are great at organizing, and if something gets moved, it is not your fault, it's not our fault, it's just so that I can write my report better. Hard. Okay, I'm gonna pick my winners. So Chris, start talking, because I need to go do that. Alright,
Chloe, pick the winners. We're on our way to a ruin area where one of the where a rare NPC spawn can be found. He drops what is called the ancient relic blade, and that can be used to forge the Great Reaver, which I actually have in my hand. So while we're running, I'll talk about some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. Some of the couple new weapons that we've added into the game. One is the Spirit Blade. The Spirit Blade is forged from the ebon steel sword. Obviously, you probably know one of the components you're going to need to craft it, which are spirit shards. But you're also, once you have the Spirit Blade, you're going to be able to forge it into a weapon called Soulstorm. Soulstorm is a very unique weapon. It takes slightly more damage than other weapons in terms of its durability when you're attacking. But there are some unique properties. One, it has the ability to cleanse the player. It will cure bleeding. It will cure poison. It will cure disease. And it will also heal the player over time. Very cool weapon to have. And it's infused, one of those few weapons infused with the magics of the Sundered Isle. The spirit of the Sundered Isle, I should say. The other weapon that we've been working on, or that I've put together, is it's Ragebane is the name of it, and it'll be all the rage when it's released. I've been waiting to use that for like 3 days now.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, Chris.
It's called Ragebane.
Amazing pun.
It is forged.
So amazing.
It is forged from components that drop from Cur, Dragon Claws, Dragon Hide, Dragon Fire, Blood of the Brood, and some other components that some high quality metal that you need. But what's cool about Ragebane is you won't be able to repair it, by the way. but it has the most durability in the game, and it actually takes slightly less damage when you're hitting things than most of the other weapons in the game. It is a permanent light source like a torch, and while you wield the weapon, you will never get cold. So it's pretty cool to have. It's also the best mining weapon in the game, and it's the best weapon used for trees, and it's also great for destroying buildings. If you could imagine. All right, Carnifex.
Can you imagine? All right, so congratulations to... I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in and announce the winners. Words, language, hard. Congratulations to Elborn, the Truth, plus a bunch of random numbers.
You got it, Chloe.
There are a whole bunch of...
Come on. We got it.
Moke.
I think I see it, guys.
I don't know. Zombie Smash and Nomad Bear. Those are our winners. Congratulations very much. You'll hear that in... Well, you'll hear me say it before you read it. Or after you read it. I really need to get my timing down. Anyways, point being, congratulations, guys. Please go ahead and make sure you send me a message here on chat afterwards to get your key. So after the stream, don't message me in chat, message me on Twitch. I need a holiday, Chris.
You got this, Chloe. You got this.
Holiday. I'm not working this weekend. Except I am.
PAX.
And pictures with Kaiser at PAX, which are going to be hilarious, I hope. I'm going to see how well I do with that.
The runes are around here. I can sense it. I can feel it. We're close.
Well, you know, Chris, it's almost like if, you had a compass and if you had a map.
I don't roll with compasses. Compasses, I don't roll with that. I'm a survivalist. I go by reading the environment. And those of you who have visited, who have been part of our streams before, know how well that works out sometimes. But I like to know that I have a feel for the land, the Sundered Isle, which has been crafted with the blood, sweat, and tears of many developers.
Chris needed to move rocks from the out in the water to the middle of the island so that when he was going on mid-island adventures, he could figure out where the middle of the island was.
And I did that too because I wanted to put more rare minerals in the center of the island. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure that it was very clear. Where give players a better idea of where they're at. And if you're near the island or near the Tower of Cortazul, we're getting close. I see the tower. Speaking of Cortazul, I see the tower off to our left here, to the west. We
really do need a way to get that incredible story actually into the game. Because
I agree.
Our winner had this fantastic little story that went alongside the Tower of Cortazul, and I hope you still have that. I mean, I still have record of it, but I hope you still have
we
records.
Well, we always have records of everything.
But, email. The wonderful world of email. I mean, at some point, we've talked about it, obviously, many times on stream, guys. And
Carnifex just got rocked by 4 plague wolves.
Oh, 4?
Man, I'm sorry, dude. Ouch. I ran. I heard him, and I was like, I'm running!
Just
sorry about that, Carnifex.
Go back to, because Sheila Crabtree was asking about what the timelines for ranged changes and structural changes are. Just to be very clear, once we get all of the dedicated servers in the current counter out of the way, that actually allows us to start picking our next big items. So there is no guarantee that right off the bat we're going to work on combat. Or say the female character model, or say whatever the option is. We do things in batches, and we communicate to you guys what it is that we're working on so that you guys have an understanding of what it takes for us to get from point A, which is the inception of an idea. Okay, we're going to add this to all the way through development to when you actually start seeing that phase 1 of it being added into the game. But that doesn't mean that we have a exact timeline of what's going to be added next, because to be perfectly honest, Chris hasn't really thought about the next couple of steps. Because we are doing so much work on the dedicated servers right now, because we know that that's something that will actually pretty dramatically change not only how the game is played, but also on the things perhaps that you actually want to see added. And that functionality has to be in place, and it has to be in place in a stable condition so that we can actually take that step back and go, okay, here's what, the big items that we want to add. What's the next logical one to start working on? So once those dedicated servers are in, once the current counter is in, we can actually take stock and figure out what those next tasks are. Of course, our favorite question to ask.
Hey, anybody know who this character is?
15 seconds when they actually
you
see
will.
it.
We got ourselves a white little skeleton.
Ah, you found him. So you had talked a little bit about it was either last week or the week before, where we are starting to think about the concept of a map. Potentially adding that to the game. And that's not a map that you're gonna find in like World of Warcraft, where it's just all of a sudden, ta-da, it's, you're on the island and you have a map. And that is something that perhaps the functionality will be more of Fog of War, and you go to certain areas and you add another section of the map. But are you thinking long term it'll be something that you craft? And when you go into a new area, in order for the Fog of War to be lifted, you craft another part of the map?
It'll be more like, if anything, we'll do a cartography system.
That's fair.
I'd rather do something, that makes more sense, kind of, it kind of unfurls as you go, kind of little feather, kind of plotting out the island and drawing it out would be
Did
cool.
you ever see...
Follow me, guys. No, this isn't the Helion runes. We overshot. Follow me. I'm going to show everybody a little trick because I place all sorts of little hints around the island to get to places. Follow me down to the water, and I'm going to show you the easiest way that you can make it to the Helion runes without having to adventure through the dangerous wilds of the Sundered Isle.
Sure.
You never use these tricks, Chloe. This is the problem.
I manage your game. I don't play it. Well, I don't go and hunt everybody because there aren't achievements that are attached to them. If you had achievements attached to killing Lycor and Helion and Draymar and Ragnarok, I would probably actually go and do it. But I like just sitting at home and crafting stuff. So I go out and mine things and craft, and that makes me happy in this game. And you can play this game in whichever way you want, so... what I was going to ask, Chris, was have you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon 2?
No, not yet.
Okay. There's a particular way that the lead character creates a map, which I think is kind of neat, because literally just, like, every time he goes to a new place, he stitches it together and it unfolds in this great big huge thing, and I like that idea. I'll show it to you. Perhaps you will agree with me, because I have a screenshot for that. Screenshots for the win. I'm looking for other questions and whatnot as we get towards. We've got about 10 minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about the way magic works. So we've talked about magic in the past, and that magic exists on the Sundered Isle. And we know this because you can find the spirit orbs. The forest giants are creatures that came out of this enchantment. I guess it's not really enchantment, because it's actually the living, breathing magic that is on the Sundered Isle, or that is the Sundered Isle. The player themselves will never be magical. They can use magic items. They can enhance items to make them magical, as we were hearing with some of the new weapons that Chris is in process of adding and testing. But there are two different types of magic. One is spirit magic, and the other is...
It's more like elemental, arcane magic.
And that's the one that we don't see very much on the island.
No, it'll be more infused in the weapons and the armor that you have. You're not going to be a wizard throwing fireballs.
No magic missiles.
There's no magic missiles in this game. But that doesn't mean you can't... It's all about imbuing your weapons, imbuing your items with magical properties, much like we've done with using the spirit orbs. The spirit orbs will play a part in imbuing, like the next weapon that we're building, one of the rare weapons called Soulstorm. It's all part of the overall. It's the elemental magic. We're still working out how we want to weave that in. How it'll apply to the swords, to the weapons, for example, and if you have, for example, you take the Grey Reaver and imbue it with, shards of ice or some type of magical crystal. Does it freeze it? And then when you attack enemies, it crystallizes those enemies and you can shatter those enemies. These are some of the cool things that I'd like to do. It's just a matter of when in our schedule it makes sense to do them.
Yep. When you have current encounter, shatter enemy, well, both are really useful, but we also know based on numbers, how many people are currently playing PvP. So if you're looking to add new features, you do have to play that into, or take that into account. But like we said, when we get, what are you doing, Chris? You look like you're just running randomly at this point.
No, I'm running to a certain point.
Oh, okay.
Overshot. I should have stayed on the beach and just kept running to where I wanted to go so we could shoot right up to the spawn. The great thing, I've made some adjustments to the transition times for day and night in the last patch so that the transition between day and night and night and day is a little bit longer than what it used to be. There was some performance issues with it happening really quick. I believe I've remedied those by making a couple tweaks. Night is actually a little bit shorter than what it used to be, and daytime's about a minute shorter than what it used to be. And that was to kind of equalize, but it's still relatively what it used to be, just times of duration of certain times of day have just shifted slightly. We're almost to where I'm going to go. We're almost there. We're right where I need to be. I'm just looking at as I'm running, because again, I actually get to play the game with people and see things that I don't normally get to see kind of at a gameplay level because I'm usually focused on certain areas or doing certain things. So there are questions. I'm like, how did that get there and when did that happen? So anyway, sorry. I look at things and things seem out of place. You may not seem out of place to you. They seem out of place to me.
Indeed.
All right,
actually,
so everybody.
Something that I was supposed to ask you about. Dev, Sean, remind me.
So if you guys were to, kept on going up from the beach on the north side here, you would have ran into that dragon statue. If you would have kept running up, you would have ran into these ruins right out here in the water. See this brick?
Oh, where the altar is.
Yep. No. The altar is further down. This brick right here. Will actually, if you just follow it straight up, will take you right to the ruins of Helion.
Nice.
So that's just a little trick.
You totally overshot it.
Yeah, we overshot it big time. I think Carnifax is already there. But for those of you new, those of you who are trying to get to the Helion spawn, that is the easy way to do it. Looks like Carnifax encountered more plague wolves.
So have you officially removed the relightable torches?
I thought I did. It depends. I don't know. I have to take a look. I thought I did a couple patches ago.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, once a burned out torch is burned out, there is no more relighting. So we probably need to add that to the decay item list.
I thought the torches are on decay. At least their stumps are.
I don't know that that's true.
I'll have to take a look.
I don't recall them
Shadow
being
Lord, I'll
on
use
the
that tip
list.
forever.
I don't recall.
So here we are. So you guys, great tip, especially for new players out there that want to go and craft the ancient relic blade and add to their collection. Follow those ruins were put there for a reason. They were connected to these ruins up here, but I put that brick there to make it easy. So if you wanted to do a straight shot, also if you look at for those new players just coming in, I thought I heard a plague wolf. In the start area, oh, here we go. Hold on, let's help Carnifax here. Oh. He brought some,
Did you bring friends with you?
He brought friends with him. For those who new players out there in the start area where you spawn on the beach, if you look at the way the lean-tos on the beach are pointed, they actually take you, if you were to follow them the way they're pointing into the island, that'll take you directly to Argo.
Yep. I actually tend to use the beach to get around the island because I get lost on the interior pretty badly. So I just, when I'm looking for something, I run up from the beach, run directly up, and then go straight back down.
And the beach is a great way to do that because you don't have to deal with all the hostiles. You can kind of just run. It's a bit of a run. I mean, I know some people have apparently in the reviews done it in about 25 minutes, but it actually takes about 50 minutes. I was being sarcastic.
I still think when they say that they're actually running directly across the island, which doesn't count. I don't think they're
going to get killed. There's no way. There's no way you can, with no gear on, you're going to get killed. Unless you're incredibly lucky. There's absolutely no way. But anyway, here we are at the ruins. This is where one of the rare NPCs spawn. And for those of you new to the stream, we do something different than other survival games. You know, if you were to play DayZ, for example, you have a zombie that you kill that's periodically found throughout the world. In our game, we have close to 10 different types of creatures. Some of those are rare creatures, kind of like MMORPG style. They drop specific weapons and armor that you can acquire. I got this philosophy that you keep what you kill. So if they have this cool weapon on them, you'll get that weapon. You'll get that armor. That's just simply, one thing you won't get, gold coins. Because why would a skeleton have gold coins? Ask yourself that.
No.
Or meat. Why would a skeleton be carrying bear meat around?
Well, that one I can almost see. But to be clear, there is a range of potential drops. Some things you will always get off of a drop, but things like the Executioner's armor, which just came up in chat earlier, that one of the Undead Furies might drop, that's actually one of the rarest pieces of armor that you will actually see in the drops. You won't see that one drop frequently. I actually thought it was broken for a while, and Sean went off to test it, and he was like, oh, well, hey, look, I just got one. Yay, it's not broken.
So if you're ever in a pinch and you need to quickly get warm, lighting a tree on fire is the best way to do that. I'm just going to throw that out there because I know a lot of people, it's like, I get cold so quick. If you have a torch, little torch like I have in my hand, just light a tree on fire. The next thing you know, you're not cold anymore. Woohoo! All right, so there you go. Tip number 2 of the day.
3D Pixels is curious, and I am as well. Will there be a Halloween-themed update?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe we could get the forest gremlins in?
They're close. We're doing audio right now.
But it's over a month away.
Alright. Come on, trees, bushes.
Please?
Alright, guys, so kill everything in this area. Anything that spawns, kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Because we got I'll give you guys 10 more minutes. Because we kind of got a little
We ran a
lost.
few minutes. Yeah, we also ran a few minutes late. Why don't we do another game giveaway? Because, yay, games. What shall our keyword be this time, since I picked the last one?
I'm going to go with something really straightforward. You guys will like it. This is me. Fire. You can't mess that one up.
Okay.
See, Chloe, that's
Fire
how I roll.
Fire away. You're fired, by the way.
You're fired. You're burning me up here, Chloe. All right, so...
if you are interested in entering for another copy of Savage Lands, this is your copy. You are free to do with it what you will. You may share it to a friend. You may give it away on your own Twitch streams. You may give it away on through YouTube subscriber contest. This is for you to do with it whatever you want to do with it. All we are interested in doing is sharing our love of Savage Lands with other people out in the world.
Sharing our love with the world. How was that? All right.
Anyway.
On the way to play the game.
Something like that. Oh, hey, and in a game update 16, you can't use the houses to go after a forest giant anymore, can you?
No, I made some tweaks to their attack range.
Do they when they swipe, will they hit you if you're on the building now?
Yeah, it should. That's not to say you won't find that rare edge case.
Right.
But it should. It'll also cause bleeding too.
That's going to be painful. But it makes sense, because, I mean, you're basically getting scratched with
giant tree-like bark claws of death.
Exactly.
Because everybody loves the bleeding in the game. Nothing says a good survival game like bleeding to death. But don't worry, bandages. You can get bandages now. You got if you have well, you can't. Spirit orbs don't cure bleeding. I don't know. There's lots of cotton. Skeletons drop cloth shreds. So
yes, they do, and the sundered cotton bush, which is what you were going for, now drops more than the occasional one piece of it. So it's actually quite convenient to go in. Anytime you see a sundered cotton bush in the world, you should be whacking that stuff down and building up your collection of cloth shreds.
So what I am going to do, since we're here, I don't want anybody to walk away empty-handed. I will leave once we shut down the stream, I will leave the server up and running. So if you guys see Helion, kill him and loot, and all is right in the world.
Okay. There we go. All right, and I have my winner. I'll put this in the right channel this time, so it's on the right account.
Hey, how's it going? We just got Zach here, guys. He's one of our lead coders. He's really been itching to pitch a new idea for Savage Lands. Yeah. He's actually dying to get this through. So he's come up with this amazing idea. Do you want to present it?
Yeah. Well, the Hugabug was so popular.
Yes, the Hugabug was great.
Running it by our focus groups, but I thought I'd throw this one out there. Completely original idea.
Original idea.
Okay, so
You're
spiders, right?
You guys like spiders?
No.
So, and it gets really cold.
And it gets really cold.
So I thought we'd have this is our mock-up. This is our snow spider.
Snow spider. It's basically a giant spider with a snow speeder on top, and it shoots lasers.
Yeah, it's clear with illegal. I don't think there's any infringement going on here.
No.
I think
it's dynamite.
Generic spider, generic spaceship.
And Zach,
It'll be okay.
he built this out of Legos because he wanted to make sure he got it right. You know,
and you need to have that tangible. You need to be able to feel it. And you need to be able to say, "Oh man, this is savage."
It's very savage. Yeah. This is an amazing piece of work here, guys.
I didn't just stick two Lego kits together. I actually handcrafted this meticulously.
Normally we do paper concepts. Zach took it to the next level. He thought Legos would be would sell it.
I think. What do you think?
I like it. I'm in.
Put it up here.
I'm in. We'll paste it right there with the Hugabug.
Yeah. Okay.
Zach's wall of ideas.
The best wall.
The best, right? I love it, man.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, next stream, Zach. Now you're going to start something where we got to see some new idea every stream.
We have a monster a week.
A monster a week.
All right, I promise you, I'll deliver a monster a week.
I like it.
And you have to promise me every single one goes in the game.
Every single one, absolutely, Zach. Done.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So what do we got here? Everybody, we're all good. Are we done? Did you get the winners?
No, because that just happened. All
that
right,
happens.
I do have my winners, however.
Zach's really excited. He wants to get something in.
Apparently.
He has all sorts of cool ideas. Hugabug was great.
I love the Hugabug. I veto the spiders.
Arch enemy of the chirper.
I will no. No.
Rivals.
No to the spiders. No to the spiders. No to the spiders. Okay, so congratulations to the following viewers. Netherward, Fourth Sale, Lushable, Tipsy, Rage Quitter, and Grim, aka Bastard. You guys have all gotten a copy
Congrats.
of Savage Lands. And Dr. Pockets, I can wait for the Zach patch, and I think I will be waiting a very long time. So that makes me happy.
Sweet.
So congratulations to all of you guys. Thank you very much. As you can tell, we like giving away stuff. So every week, either on stream, or actually both in stream and in game, we do like to give away stuff. So
Chloe, you've abandoned the game. I'm sorry. Just random spouting of the dev, abandonment. Anyway, where's Helion? Helion will spawn, Pickles. We just got to kill everything that we see. I'm sure there's stuff in the nearby area. There's a large attack radius. Well, I don't want to tell you guys exactly how the spawner works, but there's a large radius. There's a bubble here that we got to kill stuff in. And basically, there's a chance, if we kill lots of stuff, that Helion could spawn. So you got to kill lots of stuff. Just keep killing. And I know that there's skeletons around here. The skeletons that walk off that spawn from this area, we got to kill them. But anyway, what I will do, because we got to bring this stream to a close. Ooh, I just heard something. We got to bring this stream to a close. I will leave the server up and running for a little while. So I think that's fair.
And there will be, when we have the dedicated servers up, we'll actually have a Signal Studios server that we'll use and we'll have for streams and stuff like that. So you guys will always be able to find that. And of course, that just means that there can be more people playing. I can't wait to see what it looks like the first time we go and try and kill Kerr.
Oh, I can't wait either.
That's gonna be... There's just gonna be death.
Craft
There's
lots.
going to be so much death. It's not even going to be funny.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
There's a bug I gotta go take a look at. Gosh,
always with the bugs. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the end, which means are you doing your outro first or am I, Chris?
You go right ahead, Chloe.
Alright, so thank you very much for everybody for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We love hearing your feedback, your suggestions, and we absolutely appreciate you taking the time to review, recommend, and to give us your feedback on bugs, because that is how we make the game that much better. Even if you think it, you know, when you post about it and you get told, thank you very much, it's a known issue, it helps us to track how many people are still running into that particular issue, so please do not worry about it. If you see someone else posting about it and you have experienced the same thing, instead of starting a new thread, just join right in and say, hey, I ran into that too. That's super useful for us on the development side. If you're interested in finding out the official information about the website, you can, or sorry, about the game, you can do that in a variety of ways. Easiest thing is to click follow on Steam. That will always update you when we have brand new announcements, when we schedule events, like for these streams, as well as you just get to see cool things that happen when we post stuff there. We have our official website, which is savagelandsgame.com. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/savagelandsgame, and of course on Twitter at savagelandsgame. I think you can tell what our naming convention is. If you are curious about when we go live, we are here every Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific time, unless there is a disaster. And yet, you know, we actually haven't missed one since we went to early access back in February, which is actually relatively impressive. So click for information about that. Make sure you click follow on Twitch. I'm getting all my names confused now. And you will actually be told every time that we go live if you aren't following us on one of the other channels. Finally, we've got two other resources for you guys other than the official forums, which are on Steam. We have the wiki, and this is completely run by our moderators, by the community. It's contributed 100% by you guys. So the more information that you put in there, the better it is. Sean and Dev spend an incredible amount of time working on this, so thank you very much to both of you. And we are doing translations there. We are working on German, on French, and on... oh my goodness. German, French, Russian. There we go. Third one. So if you speak one of those languages and want to contribute, or if you speak another language and you would like to see it be translated into your native tongue, please reach out to either Devlin, Pixie, or Sean on the wiki, and they will help get you set up. And finally, the last thing that we have for you guys, we know you always have these great ideas, and we want to be able to make sure that we're getting all of those ideas in front of us on the development team, is we have our Trello board. This is where you can go and make suggestions, vote on existing suggestions to see what, you know, as a community member, what you would like to see in the game, as well as comment on any of those suggestions that have been made and have a discussion about how you would like to see them inputted into the game. So that's it for me. And once again, reminder, if you are coming to PAX Prime this weekend, yay, come find me and get a button, a signal button for me. I want to see your pictures with those buttons, and you will get a t-shirt. So yeah, yay.
Are you done, Chloe?
Yes.
You good? All right. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the game, supporting us as devs. We appreciate you coming to our streams, listening to Chloe and I get to act like goofballs for an hour, which is always a ton of fun. And as you can tell, we're incredibly organized.
We have a plan.
We're pretty raw, but we like to have fun. So I don't think it's fun if I sat here and said, well, today I will talk about the weapon that will be going in. I don't think any of you would like that. Instead, yeah, you can just watch me get confused, get lost on the island, and pretend I know what I'm doing. It's always great. I love it. So thank you guys. If you hope you're having fun playing. Again, we appreciate the support. And if you haven't checked out Toy Soldiers War Chest, we just released it on Steam. You can also check it out on Xbox One and as well as PlayStation 4. It's a really good game. A lot of cool stuff. You should definitely check it out when time permits. We've the team put a lot of time and effort into it to making something great, and it is a lot of fun. So
with
that,
who doesn't want to play with He-Man, G.I. Joe, and Cobra, right?
We're just saying, right? Just saying. So stay tuned. Dedicated servers, current encounter, lots of good stuff in the works. We'll get it out here soon. Hopefully we'll go beta in the next few days with dedicated servers, and we will provide you with instructions on how to set those up, and of course with how to report bugs that you guys are finding.
Absolutely.
So thanks again. I'll leave the server up for a little while so you guys can hunt down Helion. Otherwise, have a great weekend, guys. We will see you next week. Thank you.
Cool. Bye, guys.